Good morning. Guess whose S-bar heater isn't working? Been messing with this thing all morning long. I can't get it to work. It'll kick on for a minute with the fan. Never blows heat. It's freezing in here.
Oh my God.
All right, good morning. So about 5 o'clock this morning, I'm like, damn, it's getting cold in the truck. Let me turn the heater on. Turn it on, dozed back off, woke back up. Like, man, it's not getting warm in here. I mean, it's smoking out here, but like the little fan's not blowing in there. I mean, it'll blow for a little bit right when you turn it on, but it stops blowing shortly after that. Man, all these spots last night. And I told Lita when we were backing in, I said, you watch all these spots and somebody's gonna back in right next to us. That's why I hugged the line over there so that we have room to get the dogs out. And sure enough, last night, a Schneider truck backs right in next to us with all these open spots. I'm like, man, you've got to be kidding me. There was even, I mean, even those trucks down there weren't even here yet. There was a couple here, but like, that's crazy, man. Why would you park right next to me with all these truck spots? So anyways, let's get over, girls. We got a truck coming. Yeah, I can't figure out what's going on with this heater. The fan kicks on for a little bit, and then the fan turns off, and nothing happens. So I don't know what to do with that. I've been on Google, trying to Google it. I did buy a rebuild kit. I have a rebuild kit in the truck waiting, but I don't think that has anything to do with why it's not blowing shortly after turning it on. Anyways, it's cold. I gotta walk these doggies. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so we had to pre-call this place and give them a 24-hour notice. When Lita called them yesterday, the address that they gave us is actually to this building that we're at right now, but this isn't where it's dropping. We're gonna have to follow somebody over to another address, I guess, where they're gonna unload this into a warehouse, and it'll probably sit for a while. Because they obviously weren't in a big hurry to go get this. If they bought this back in April and they sold it for $20,000. So I asked him, I'm like, what's something like this cost? He's like, I think I sold it for like $20,000. I'm like, man, they just like shelled out $20,000 and kind of forgot about this thing. He said they also bought something else from them for like $150,000. He's like, but they came and got that in a hurry. It's like, I bet. So we're just pulled over while Lita runs in there. And then I guess we gotta follow a car. Hopefully we're following a car that way and we don't have to turn around and come back this way. Because it doesn't look like there's, I mean, we couldn't have really pulled into this place if this was the place. I don't know. Oh, I also forgot to mention, so Lita has recently filed our Ifta, and I asked her to go back and see what it's saying we're getting per gallon, because your Ifta report will show you what you got, how many miles per gallon. And with the Kenworth, we got a little more than 7 miles to the gallon. It was like 7.1 miles to the gallon. So I told her to go back and look at the last time she did Ifta for the Mack. And I think she said we were getting like 4.5. Last night when we parked, it said we were at like 7.6, I think. And it just drops, obviously, because we use the APU at night. So, I mean, not all the loads have been like super great like this, but And that's 7.1 gallons, and I think she said that Ifta report had 20,000 miles worth on it, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, thought I'd share that. Okie dokie. We are unloaded. Let's go find somewhere to sit and find a load. Look how dirty we are again. Just can't keep this thing clean. These roads are just terrible. Absolutely. I'll get Lita out here with a rag to clean this up. Hey woman, get out here with a rag and clean this truck up. That's all right. You'll do it again. Oh, fat butts. You got your face on the window. What are you doing? All right. Let's go find somewhere to sit. All right. So we went down the road to the Loves right by the airport in Rockford. This is where we filled up our rental truck before we returned it. And then right down the road's the airport where we picked up the rental car when we broke down. So we're gonna sit here and find us a load where we can retire after this load. Like,
go lay down.
There's a load going to Eagle Pass, Texas, and that's where all that border stuff is going on. And I thought about going down there, but there's supposed to be like 700,000 vehicles like protesting down there for the border. And as cool as it would be to see, it would be a nightmare to be able to stop somewhere or get fuel or find another load.
Parking.
Like parking. And then if there's one bad apple amongst them all, then they ruin it for everybody.
Okay. I just sent it over to my carrier compliance team.
Okay.
So they will shoot me over an email in a second and let me know what's going on.
Okay.
And we can get that over. I'm sure it's nothing. What was your name, sir?
My name's Robert. I'm the driver as well.
Okay, perfect. And this is a good number to call you on?
It is.
Okay.
All right, we got a load. Whew, it's looking grim. We have called and emailed on so many loads and nobody wants to pick up on them, and it's just been crazy. Thought we were going home for a bit, couldn't get the broker to answer, emailed him, texted him. He kept refreshing it on the board. I don't know what the deal is with these. And then you call them up and they finally answer and like, oh, we just booked that. But we're going from Waukesha, Wisconsin. Probably butchering that. To Kentucky. Let me see what it is. It is 19 feet long, 12,000 pounds. Has to be delivered by tomorrow. $4.50 a mile. So, got to be there by 3. All right, see if this thing will. Okay, Garmin. Okay, Garmin. Waukesha, Wisconsin. It said it picked up OK Garmin twice. Okay, Garmin. Waukesha, Wisconsin. I mean, it understood that.
Is that how you actually spell?
Which result would you like?
This one right here. Yeah.
Go
About
to Waukesha,
70 miles away.
Wisconsin.
Waukesha. I'm just some dumb redneck that doesn't know how to read. Hooked on phonics worked for me. Tolls are required? No, I don't care. Let's run the tolls. All right. Yeah, it was looking rough there. It was looking rough. Like, we almost took some loads into some bad areas. They paid good, but luckily, like, there was one going to Pryor, Oklahoma. It was $4.40 a mile. But then I got to looking, like, coming out of there, and it looked really bad. And luckily, the broker came back and was like, sorry, they won't pass you because you haven't had any inspections. And I was like, whew, good, because I kind of regretted calling them. And then this one's the same way. Like, they wanted us to have inspections, but she got us bypassed. So it is what it is. Like,
I mean, we're in that highway system already. We're in that system.
I get it. Like, they're trying to do away with double brokering. And they want to be able to see that you've actually been in a scale and they've vetted you. We ran into this once before with another broker.
We didn't get that load though.
And I was like, hey, look, I mean, he explained to me, look, we're trying to make sure you're not double brokering. I'm like, I hate to tell brokers about the channel, but I'm like, just look up South Georgia Hotshot. Just Google South Georgia Hotshot. You'll see our YouTube channel. And he came back, oh, yeah. Anytime you need a load, let me know. That hasn't worked out yet. But it is what it is. Anyways, let's go to Waukesha. Wait, how did it say? Waukesha. Waukesha, what? What did it say, woman?
Right at the
I
traffic
don't
light.
know.
Oh, all
I
right.
wasn't paying attention.
We're gonna, we'll see you there. He took a wrong turn. Now he's trying to back up off the interstate. No, bro. He's like, God dang it, I don't want to pay a toll. All right, so we're sitting here waiting to get loaded. And this was one of those deals where it was, we were setting up the carrier packet and broker's like, go ahead and start heading there, and then I'll send you the paperwork when it's ready. So we headed over here, and then we're sitting here, and I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, there is some really big generators around here. Like, look at this big monster this guy's bringing. I wonder if that's ours. And I get to looking, and on the rate con it says it's 10.08 inches tall. So I went in there and I asked them, I'm like, hey, is this how tall is this thing? And they're like, they got to look, and they're like, okay, it's like 10 foot 1 inches. Basically 10.1 inches. And I'm like, is that with the pallet? And they weren't sure if that was with the pallet. I wonder if this is ours right here. So they're supposed to be setting it on the deck and letting me measure it. If that's without the pallet, we're gonna be too tall. Because I just got out and measured their pallets, and their pallet is about 7 foot tall. She said it would be on blocks of wood, not on a pallet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so can we take the blocks of wood out? She's like, well, no, then we'd have to crane lift it on there. It's like, okay, well, here's the issue. If that's without the pallet, and your pallet is 7 inches tall, I'm gonna be too tall. Like, you can't like book a load and be like, hey, it's 10 feet tall, but then have 8 inches of wood bolt to the bottom of the item and be like, well, it's 10 foot tall with 8 inches of wood. No, you need to give me like the exact measurements. But they're saying they put these on step decks all the time. I'm like, well, there's low pro step decks. She's like, we don't use low pro step decks. We ship these on normal step decks. So I'm like, okay, well, fingers crossed this isn't too tall, because I was told it was basically 10 feet tall. And then we get here, and these, you know, the pallet that's underneath of these things, that's 7 inches. So if it's too tall, we have to cancel the load. And we drove up here for absolutely nothing. Because I called on a load once before, and they had it listed as, I don't know, it was like something .0 something. And I called them up. You remember that?
Yeah. It was like .09.
.09, and I called them up. I'm like, how tall is this? And they're like, so-and-so feet 9 inches. I was like, oh, because you have it like listed as .09. That's just kind of a weird number to me. So it'll be a big yellow forklift loading this thing. Oh, man, I hope this doesn't fall out. Oh, thank you. I guess we'll find out here in a bit. Oh, by the way, they want this drop between 8 and 10 in the morning too. And we've been here.
I don't remember this place being particularly fast with loading.
They were decently fat. Were we here in the hot shot or in this? I don't remember what we were in.
I think we were in the Mack.
Oh yeah, you think we were in the Mack? I feel like they got us right around, and we pulled up that way, and they loaded us up as we were heading out.
I don't think there were that many trucks.
This place is bumping. There are people everywhere getting loaded. How's this thing open?
You see?
I got it.
No.
I got it, woman. I got it. Settle
There's a
down.
slit though.
I know, that's what I ripped.
Oh. No.
Hey, back it up. Man, I hope it's not too tall. Because today's Friday. If we don't have a load today, we are completely screwed for the weekend. And we just deadheaded up here 70 miles. Man, that will completely ruin our weekend. Ooh, that thing is hot.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys in a bit. right, super simple load. Ended up being 121 inches, I think. He said it was 120 from the top of this to the bottom, and that there's a little lip up there that's an inch. So it's like 10 foot 1 inches. Fantastic, super easy load. Super easy load. 11,000 pounds. This is going to Kentucky. I can't remember where. We got a really good rate on this because I guess a couple of trucks fell out. So this has to be delivered tomorrow between 8 and 10. And because we got here so late and it took them so long to load, not our fault that we got here late. They just had the load booked late. I don't know that we'll quite make it. We're gonna run as hard as we can, but we have to drive through Chicago, deal with the traffic down there. That might be a mess. So we're gonna do what we can do. Anyways, fantastic paying load. I got a little worried about some other loads. Almost took some bad loads. Glad I didn't. I'm not good. I'm just really lucky when it comes to loads. I'm just persistent about not taking cheap freight. As soon as you take something cheap, what happens is you call into the broker on a load and you're like, hey, I'm looking at this load. First thing they ask you, what's your MC number? That pulls up everything you've ever hauled for them and shows them the rate that you hauled everything for. So they know that you'll run cheap freight if you run cheap freight. Lead is walking the doggies. So just don't ever haul cheap freight, and then you won't ever be put in that position. So this is $450 a mile. It's $1,800 for 400 something miles. All right. Anyways, that's done. Let me help Lita gather up these doggies. They were freaking out. Hey girls. I'm done. It's not the first time you've asked that. All right, so we're going to Kentucky. Told you guys we almost booked a couple loads going home. Kind of wish we could have got those. I got to get that heater fixed. I've ordered a new mic for this thing. I want to go pick that up. No overnight parking. So we did the same thing we did last time because we didn't realize it was the same place. The Garmin tries to take you down these roads that you're not supposed to be on. And I think last time we just did it. This time I'm like, we didn't realize this was the place that we'd been to until we came down and I seen this whole setup. I was like, oh, we've been here before. Chewing on sticks? All right.
I mean, they peed, but that's it.
Yeah, you guys peed. All right, we can't stop till we got about 8 hours of driving, okay, girls? Huh? All right. Fantastic. Let's get out of here. Well, we stopped in Salem last night at a rest area. Thanks for watching.